Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Hello guys, what is going on? How you doing all? It's Sunday, yeah. This is the Club with the Man 1993. I'm not dressed in my attire, literally just dressed in my pajamas. I apologize about that. I sound a little under the weather, but I promise you guys I am feeling fine. But I'm just exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted. The past 2 weeks have been nuts, and the next couple weeks are going to be getting better between my friend getting married. And my birthday was this past Friday, and we had people over. So it was also difficult because, well, not difficult, but we had to get the house ready all week. So I am drained. So you'll have to excuse me for the lack of enthusiasm. But again, we will do these reviews today to get caught up with the reviews. I know I said I wanted to do a stream talking about the releases that happened this past week. Unfortunately, though, I did not get to make the graphics yet, so that's going to have to wait. It will happen at some point, but it's going to have to wait. I also will be, not this week, but the following, will be going, as of now, I'm supposed to be going on another business trip. So, this week will still be Raw and SmackDown reviews. Next week, though, I'll probably have to cancel the Raw and SmackDown review, especially since the pay-per-view is coming up that Saturday when I get back. So, we'll talk about that, of course, as the week goes on. But we're here to talk about Raw. This past week's episode, the September 18th, 2023 edition that took place in Salt Lake City, Utah. A little bit of an inconsistent show. Some stuff I liked, some stuff I absolutely despise, such as Nia Jax, was basically pulled a Braun Strowman and just ran roughshod on everybody in the women's, in that tag match between the tag champs, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and the team of Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. But, just the usual stuff. Even my wife is seeing how, not good of a worker she is, unfortunately. But, it is what it is at this point. But let's roll in and talk about it. Something else also I really didn't like. Cody Rhodes came out at the beginning and is about to start talking about main event Jey Uso, but of course was interrupted by Dominic Mysterio. Blah, 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 blah. They have the match. Cody, of course, basically beats Dom, makes it look like nothing. I mean, they made up for it after the commercial because they had Kevin Owens basically saying, Cody, we need to talk. And he wants to know, why did you bring Jey Uso to Raw? Cody says he probably needed to do this at some point and says he's had a lot of tasks and roles and duties, but in the end, his job is to make the people happy. He asks the crowd if they like Jey Uso, and of course the crowd pops for it. Cody says he's received a lot of second chances, and Jey deserves a second chance, and he deserves time to show he's changed. And with the Bloodline down a member, what's wrong with that? Sami Zayn, who's also came out with them because the Judgement, they tried beating down on Cody after the match he had with Dominic. And Sami says how Owens has always taken a bit longer to warm up and trust people, and maybe he's too quick to trust. Sami says maybe he's too quick to trust people. But he also knows Jey, and he knows his situation. And while KO doesn't have to give him another chance, he should consider it. They've given each other second chances because of that, and they won the tag titles at WrestleMania in the main event of Night 1. Owens says, I see where this is going, and he hears them, And if they want to pretend that Jey Uso did cost them so many matches, and that he's not one shade of eyeliner away from joining the Judgment Day, but he can't trust them. But he does trust Cody and Sami. So he hopes that they're right. And of course, Owens walks away. Again, we'll see that again. The storyline with people, not trusting Jay is definitely one of the best things in Raw, and of course, makes sense. Then we had a match with Ivar and Kofi Kingston. Apparently, this was supposed to be the New Day and the Viking Raiders taking on each other in a 2 out of 3 falls match. But apparently, Eric wasn't cleared. Don't know why, but he wasn't cleared. And this was a good match. I do agree that it was really good, but again, this thing is it's like, okay, it's between 2 members of tag teams. Where's this really gonna go, But it was awesome, especially the part where Ivar does the moonsault, which was freaking awesome. Eventually, though, Kofi gets the win, though, with the Trouble in Paradise. Okay? Ricochet was being interviewed backstage. He says that Shinsuke Nakamura is going to find out he's nobody's pawn, and now it's personal. You want to play games? He's a cheat code, and tonight is game over. Then Shinsuke makes his entrance, but of course, shortly after he makes his entrance, Seth Rollins, his music hit, and he tried to come out, but Adam Pearce is right behind him with security trying to hold him back. But Seth breaks away and charges after Nakamura. And Shinsuke taunts Seth, and then we have Ricochet and Shinsuke. They have a match. It was fine. They always had decent matches. But then eventually, Nakamura got a chair involved in it, and Ricochet decided to use it, and Nakamura won by disqualification. So then Ricochet goes to argue with the referee, don't know why. Nakamura kicks his ankle out and from under him, and he attacks Ricochet until Seth Rollins comes back and beats Nakamura down. And he goes for a pedigree, but then Nakamura counters it, and he continues to attack the back of Seth Rollins. Okay? And I guess later in the show, Seth was like, okay, Shinsuke, I tried, initiate things. Now I'm going to do things on your terms. Next week, you're going to tell me what you want, basically. Like I said, I've kind of lost interest in this. Because, again, like the whole idea is Nakamura knows about Seth's back. And I just still feel like that they haven't made his back out to be the Achilles heel that it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like Seth gets attacked in his back, and it hurts, but it's not like it's as brutal as it makes it seem. Like he's been wrestling with these fractures or whatnot on his back, and now they're emphasizing it. But I still feel like that on screen, it's not really oops, just knocked a bunch of coke on my thing. Oops, hold on here. Oh. Do I get a napkin after this? Sorry about that. But like I said, I just don't feel like they're making his back as bad as his back does not seem like as bad. I'm trying to think of the right words to say it, but it's not being sold as bad as it sounds, I guess is what I'm saying. I think that's why, again, I've lost interest in this. But who knows? So we have that. Again, Nia Jax interrupted the women's tag match and beats everybody down for no reason. Chad Gable also rolled up and is asking for another shot for the IC title, and he's like, I would, but Gunther actually won, so you gotta start back from the bottom, basically. And then Bronson talks on trash, and Gable says he made his name off suplexing big boys like you. And Bronson's like, there's no way. So Adam Pearce books a match for later on in the show. Jey Uso's interview backstage saying that he knows he has a lot of eyes on him and a big red target on his back, but he's about to get real physical with Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest comes in and says he doesn't know how Jay views him, but he wants a favor. He wants a decision made tonight, basically. Chad Gable and Bronson Reed had their match. It was good. I don't think Gable got to suplex him. The part that stood out to me was whenever I think Bronson went for like a senton and Gable got the knees up, and you heard the crack of the knee. It was pretty loud. But unfortunately, it cost Gable the match, and Bronson Reed wins with his 747 splash. Or the tsunami, whatever the heck it's called. Okay. I guess we're not going to be doing Gable and Gunther at Fastlane, which is a little bit of a bummer. But they had a promo with Tommaso Ciampa, who basically wants to take out Imperium. So I guess they're going to be doing Ciampa and Gunther next, and maybe we'll come back to Gunther and Gable. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, there's still things I'm seeing that's throwing up red flags. Such as, of course, the past couple weeks in Judgment Day, we haven't seen JD McDonough, which is telling me that Vince McMahon's got his hands back on stuff again. Whatever. I don't even give a crap at this point. We didn't have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn chatting when Jey Uso roll up. Jey tells Owens to say it to his face. Owens says if he's not Judgment Day, he will be soon. And then Sami tells him to take a deep breath and calm down. And KO just storms off. Sami tells Jey to take his time and chill and wishes him luck with his decision. Becky Lynch comes out, talks about her winning the NXT Women's title, and basically does an open challenge. Natalya comes out, and then Natty's like, I've been waiting for another chance, and I accept your challenge. But Becky's like, I got nothing respect for you, but I met someone who hasn't been here for 15 years. Natty was like offended by that, and basically they got into a shoving match, and then they ended up having the match, and Becky won. Which again was weird, especially again if we're gonna have Becky as NXT Women's Champion, which again is just another stunt with the new TV deals. You know that they're just doing this just to kiss some ass until they get a new TV deal for NXT, even though they should be relying on the new generation. Like if I was the people who were looking to give NXT a new TV deal, I would be looking I'd be looking at it as, why would we care if someone who's on the main roster is the developmental champion, I would see straight through that, clearly. But that's just me, of course. But Becky Lynch wins with a schoolboy roll-up. Then backstage, we also have a tease because next week on Raw, we're getting an NXT North American title match on Raw with Dominic Mysterio and Dragon Lee, which should be pretty cool. Tommaso Ciampa then beat Giovanni Vinci. And then Jey Uso took on Drew McIntyre in the main event, which was also a pretty good match. During the match, though, the Judgment Day came out, and they're basically trying to, just talking Jay's ear off. Finally, though, Jey made a decision, and he turned on the Judgment Day and super kicked all of them, but of course it costed him because Drew hit the Claymore to get the victory. Now afterwards, Judgment Day attacked Jey Uso because they didn't because Jey decided not to join them. And McIntyre's on the stage conflicted. Like, should he help him, or is he still he still can't get over what Jey did for him? And it seemed like he was going to decide, but then to stay there, Cody Rhodes music hits, and he came out, and Cody helped Jey to end the show. I'm guessing the story they'll say here is Jey didn't want to join the Judgment Day because they're trying to recruit Jimmy also, or I'm sure something else as well, but again, we'll talk about how they're just completely overcomplicating the Jimmy storyline. But again, the Jey storyline is working out great on Raw. It's definitely the best thing about the show. But that's my Raw review. Again, it's fairly quick because I am exhausted and I got other things to do. I gave Raw a B-. Again, some things I liked, some things I despise, like the Nia Jax crap. Again, I've been losing interest in the Seth and Shinsuke stuff. I did like how how they started off the show with Dom interrupting Cody, even though they made up for it, because Cody did explain why he brought over Jey Uso, even though we know there's more to the story, as it looks like that Cody's going to be going to SmackDown, even though it probably should have happened by now, but they're basically just stalling. Until you get to WrestleMania, of course. But that's my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on Raw this week? You guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on... I lost your thought. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. And follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'll check it out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your day. I will be here to do SmackDown shortly. And do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself.